Hello, this is Tessa. Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to apologize to anyone who may have showed up for my live stream I had scheduled for November 27th, the Friday after Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, I had a medical emergency that took me away from the house and I was unable to cancel the scheduled live stream. And for those of you who showed up, I am deeply sorry that I didn't have a chance to cancel it in advance. That's pretty much all I wanted to say is, that I was sorry. I hope to, I don't know, depending on how I feel tonight, I might have my normal live stream and see how it goes. I had colitis. It was pretty severe, and I still have issues keeping things in my stomach. So, it's hard to say how long I'll be able to run. Probably not the 9 to 10 hours I normally do, but we'll see. But I would like to get back to my live streams. I do miss them, and I miss everybody that comes to them. And of course, any new people, you're more than welcome to join us. I know there aren't as many live streams now that Nano's over, but I'm personally still working on my Nano project. So, for those of you who are trying to finish up a Nano project or start a new one, join one of my streams and work on it or read a book. I mean, while I was in the hospital, I had to resort to reading because I didn't have access. And I read Save the Cat Goes to the Movies by the original author. And it's a much better book than Save the Cat Writes a Novel. I understand it. I might even be able to learn outlining with this one. There's a lot of examples, and I even think I figured out which particular genre category my story fits into. I was kind of amazed when I was reading these. I'm thinking, oh, there's that, there's that, there's that. So unknowingly, I kind of followed a lot of the beats without even realizing it. So I have that to work on still. So I will be running my live streams just like I normally do once I'm feeling totally up to it. And like I said, I may try one tonight just to see how it goes. And I'd like to get back in the saddle again. So, again, I apologize for anyone who showed up and I didn't. I had no way of canceling it at the time. And then it was over and done with. There wasn't much I could do about it. I just, came home and canceled them now because they're long due, past due. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't try to run or something. Maybe it didn't even, though I scheduled it, so it probably did show up, but I didn't show up. I obviously was missing. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know that I'm out of the hospital now after a week and a half with a very nasty case of colitis, which is not healed, but it's on the way. So there's a start. And all I can do now is just, try to introduce solid food slowly till my stomach can handle it. And it could be weeks. And I'm restricted from a lot of foods I would normally eat, so I have a very restricted diet. Not too many things I can have, which is hard for someone who eats a lot like I do. I can't do that. There's just no way. And I have to eat very slowly. I can't just, gobble a bunch of food down like crazy. I have to eat it very, very slowly with time in between bites, give it time to process. So, without getting into the nitty-gritty of the whole nasty thing, colitis is a stomach issue, infectious or autoimmune, and I still have to go through the colonoscopy to see if it's autoimmune, which is either Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis. But because of my age, they're pretty sure it was just infectious, and a very strong possibility that it was food poisoning because I ate at a restaurant food on Thanksgiving, and the time frame was about the right time frame. They ruled out all other infections, including some that were infectious, contagious. That's the word, contagious. But I didn't have any of them, so thankfully. but they never did point it down exactly. So I have no idea. I know I will not go to that restaurant ever. It was the first time I ever had food from there. I wasn't impressed with the food. I ate the ham and the turkey and it was okay. But the next morning, this is what happened. So, you know, they can't say for sure, but there's a very strong possibility that it was food poisoning. I've had food poisoning before, never to this extent. This was quite an experience, and I hope never to repeat it. So, need to be a little bit more discerning, though I'm surprised for such a big restaurant that they had a problem with food poisoning. But if they're producing a ton of meals, maybe that food's been sitting out too long, and it turned, and they used it anyhow. So, thankfully, my whole family didn't get sick. They ate different food from that restaurant. So, they did not get sick. I was the only one who got sick. So, anyhow, I hope to see all of you at my next live stream. I will post it. I may even do a pop-up tonight and during my normal time and see how long I can hold out. Because I have a lot of work to do. I couldn't do any writing while I was in the hospital. I didn't have access to a pen or paper or anything. So, unless I wanted to write on my phone, which I didn't want to do. I'm not very good with the phone, and that's very awkward. So I didn't bother. I just read those books. I had another one, Romancing the Beat, on writing romance stories, which I might try writing one of those. So I have them still to read, and I have to finish the Save the Cat Goes to the Movies. Even though it's written about screenplays, they use the same beats, and it's written out much better than Save the Cat writes a novel. I would highly suggest reading it, especially if you're, like me, a pantser who can't, you know, use outlines. These are much better laid out, so they're easier to follow, and I could actually see different things in my story and say, oh, well, that's when, you know, this happened. And so I am going to continue reading that book. I want to make a list of the different categories so I have them without having to pull out the book and try to read it. Excuse me, I'm sorry. One of the aspects of my disease is constant burping. And go from there. So, again, I apologize for anybody who showed up and I wasn't there. I hope to see all of you at my next live stream. And till then, please be safe. Thank you.